Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
You're knowing what you are wanting? Yes. Are you appreciating the expansion of your desire? Yes. You like how it moves about, continues to become? Yes. You like the hatching of new desire? Yes. Even before it manifests? When you stand where you stand with your newfound determination to improve your mood, you release anything that even remotely approaches a deadline, and you completely align with everything that is a lifeline. When you decide that how you feel matters first and foremost, and you tend to that first, so that you get in the vortex and then you go to sleep. And you wake up in the vortex and then you greet your family. You get in the vortex and then you place the important phone call. You get into the vortex and then you drive your vehicle. You get into the vortex and then you write your book. You get into the vortex and then you write your song. You get into the vortex and then you greet your neighbor. You get into the vortex and then you get into the vortex and then you get into the vortex and then you enact, you become part of, you then represent, you then call forth the wisdom and the clarity of who you really are, and you apply it to this conversation. And the recipient of your words benefits. From inside the vortex, when you write your song, those who hear it feel resonance, even when they don't know it, to the connection of their own soul and source. When you get into the vortex and then you paint your picture, those who see it are privy to the vibration of connection, whether they understand it or not. If we were standing in your physical shoes, and we know what you now know, as we go out into the world, as you leave the womb of this gathering, we would decide within ourselves that my mood is my top priority. I'm going to wear it like the badge I was born to wear. My mood is going to be evident to everyone. And the mood that I wish to impart, the mood that I wish to share, the mood that I wish to inspire, like the mother bird across the courtyard, is a mood of positive expectation for me and all that I see. Today, no matter where I'm going and no matter what I'm doing and no matter who I'm doing it with, it is my dominant intent to look for something that will put me in a good mood. We want you to know that you have the ability, little by little, we'll give you lots of ways to do it, of moving yourself deliberately, and it takes a little bit of effort. Effort, what is effort? Effort is something you do to overcome resistance. If there's no resistance, it requires no effort at all. So in the first, when there's resistance, a little effort to get into this vortex. But as you begin recognizing that you're in there because you feel good, and then milking it once you're in there because it feels so good to stay. As you begin practicing the vibration of who you really are, the vibration of love, the vibration of appreciation, as you take the bounce more often and you look for what you're wanting to see, as you train yourself into the frequency of who you really are, you're going to begin to experience what we are calling real-time manifestation, where in the moment that your life presents a question, your life will present an answer. Now, this happens to you often. You just don't know that it is. It's happening to you on every subject that you don't have resistance. In other words, you're driving down the freeway, you felt this yourself, and you actually know what that guy over there is going to do. His erratic behavior is on your radar before he even does it. Don't you? It happens to all of you all the time. You sensed it, you knew it, and you made a decision and you acted accordingly, and you avoided a potential problem because the problem and the solution occurred to you simultaneously, because you were living real time, because you were not in resistance on that subject in that moment. The cells of your body are doing it all day, every day. You have in your body right now the potential, the probability, the wherewithal to experience in great detail every horrible disease known to man and many not yet known by man. But you don't experience them because the cells of your body know what they're doing. And for the most part, even though you're negative, you're worrying and fussing about this and that and the other. You have set up a reasonable amount of resistance. Don't you think it's interesting that even though you have the best medicine ever, the scientists that are really after it, a medical system that is evolved enormously, there is more disease present on your planet today than ever before. Don't you find that interesting, at least? You are born uplifters, but you cannot uplift unless you're in the vortex. And your mood is your indication of whether you are. We come together with all of the detail of the life experience that is you, but we bring something unique to the table. We come as full representation of who you really are in your vortex. And we hold our attention so significantly on who you really are, better stated, who you have already become, that we make it impossible for you to deviate from the vibration of the wholeness that is you if you're paying attention even a little bit. And that's what teaching is. That's what upliftment is. That's what healing is. That's who you all are. You have come to uplift, to teach through the clarity of your example, to train yourself into vibrational alignment with the whole of you, so that you can begin to see this magnificent world, this magnificent time-space reality in which you are focused through the eyes of Source, through the eyes of Source who is you. And we want you to understand that you have the potential, you as individuals, and the collective consciousness will follow as enough of you are understanding it. You have the ability to ingest something or be exposed to something. You don't want to live in a cave. There's mold in there anyway, and bats. You can't protect yourself from what's out there. So as you're out there being exposed to it, don't you love knowing that in the moment that you are exposed and the consciousness of your cell recognizes it, which is immediate, that there is an equivalent bounce that is offered, and that in your basking and appreciating and loving, there's no resistance, and so there's no effort required for your cells to move themselves into balance? Don't you love how your planet balances itself? You freak out, there's an earthquake, and we say, good job, planet Earth, keeping itself in balance. You don't have earthquakes, you don't have volcanoes, you don't have a slight shifting of the pole every now and again. You cease to be. But you do have all those things because your planet knows how to keep itself in balance. And so does your physical body. And when you get out of the way, when you are no longer harboring these ridiculous, really, by comparison, prejudices against things, when you are no longer pushing against what you do not want, and you are thinking more of what you do want, training yourself into the vibrational equivalency of who you really are, now you get to live life the way you've intended it. You're in that place where in your alignment, in your vortex of creation, other cooperative components who think like you and desire like you and know like you are gathered, and together you cooperatively take thought beyond that which it has been before. That's what these gatherings are, you see. Now we know that's just annoying to the flesh, blood, and bone physical version of you who wants to see the car in the garage and the lover in the bed and the money in the bank. We understand how you want those manifestations to already be congealed in a way that you can spin them and know them and lick them and see them and hear them and touch them. We know how you want the physical manifestation, and we want that for you too. But if you will hear us today as we convince you doing our very best to do that, of this vibrational reality which precedes all manifestation. And if you will begin to let your awareness of this vibrational reality be what you are tuning yourself to, if you will become a conscious vibrational being, you're already a vibrational being. And most humans don't know that. You think you're flesh, blood, and bone. You think you're the stuff you see and the stuff you hear and the stuff you smell and so on. You think that that's who you are and what your world is. That's the manifested version of it that comes after the vibrational version of it, which if you will give your attention to the vibrational version of it, and you will pay attention to where you stand in relationship to the vibrational version of it by using the guidance system you were born with, which is your emotions, if you will feel your way into alignment, if you will take the emotional journey first, if you will celebrate your new idea before it is manifested, and you will stop looking at the absence of it or at the presence of something unwanted, if you will get over your need, it seems, to explore and catalog and pigeonhole and document and make historical relics about what is, and you will look forward to where you're going, you will start having fun today. But when a desire launches and you have no idea how it's going to come about, when it's going to come about, who's going to help it, often you stand in a place of discord or discomfort because the desire part of you is pulsing, but the doubt part of you is pulsing too. When desire is laced with I don't know-ness, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know who, I don't know if, then that desire doesn't feel good. And when you say it does, you lie. But when that desire is surrounded with belief and expectation, because it is rooted in your basic understanding of the laws of the universe, when you've taught yourself that you are an extension of source energy and that you meant to explore contrast and you meant to give birth to new desire and you meant for the desire to move out ahead of you vibrationally and you meant to feel the discord between where you are in your belief system and where you are in your desire system, and you meant to pay attention to your emotions, and you meant to practice improved vibrations until your belief and your desire were vibrationally matching. Because you knew before you came into this physical body that that's what deliberate creation is. Having a desire that you don't contradict with doubt. And you know what causes you the majority of times to contradict your own life-giving desire with doubt? What's present is, what is itis? What's present is your observation of what is. You're taking score too soon. You're forgetting that everything is vibrationally manifested. And that's really a tricky word to put with vibrationally, because we don't mean manifested in terms of being able to see it, but we mean congealed, we mean coming together, we mean cooperative components all assembled. You are constantly giving birth to rockets of desire which are vibrational only for a while. And those rockets of desire are assembled by the powerful law of attraction into what we are calling your vortex. It's a vibrational environment where everything that you have become exists vibrationally. We mean it when we say to you that we are always with you. We are aware of where you stand in relationship to everything that you want. And we, and others like us, those inner beings that exist in your vortex, are aware of where you are in relationship to what you want and are offering constant inclinations. It sort of goes like, since we see where you are and we know what you want, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would go this way. And it's not just a projection of thought that we're offering you, because we have access to your muscles. We have access to the cells of your body. We have access to the thoughts that you are thinking. In other words, that influence, that impulse that you receive is that impulse that is us within you. So when you recognize that we are within you and that we are giving you an impulse to go this way, in your most relaxed state, you will go that way. And when you go in the direction of that which is inspired from within, it is our promise that you are about to rendezvous